Hey y'all, if you're watching this video, it's because yesterday we didn't get time to do the exit ticket. We're going to review this real quick on your worksheet, and you can take notes on any space here, and then flip it over and we'll take the exit ticket from yesterday, redo it, and try to get the highest score possible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare these numbers. I want to know how much greater one number is than the other. When I say how many times greater something is, so we had that example of 80 and 20. How many times greater is 80 than 20? Well, 80 divided by 20, I know that it's 4 times greater, or that 4 times 20 is 80. But the operation we're doing is division. We're going to review that here. I want to know which number, first of all, is greater, and then how many times greater is it? Well, I have one number in scientific notation and one that's in standard form. So I want to move my number from standard form to scientific notation. I want my number in scientific notation to fall between the numbers 1 and 9. So I want to put my decimal point here. I want to then see how many times would I move over. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So this is equivalent to 4 times 10 to the 4th. Now I can compare my two numbers. Which number is greater, 4 times 10 to the 4th or 8 times 10 to the 7th? Well, I know that this number is greater because it has a larger exponent. Now I want to know how many times greater is it. So I'm going to compare these two numbers. I'll put my bigger of the two numbers on top, and I'm dividing, so I'm going to use a fraction bar because a fraction means to divide. So this is 8 times 10 to the 7th. How many times bigger is 8 times 10 to the 7th than 4 times 10 to the 4th? Well, let's see. Let's start with our whole numbers. 8 divided by, because this line means divide, 8 divided by 4 is 2. And now if I'm dividing my exponents and the bases are the same, I end up subtracting my exponents. So 7 minus 4 is 3. So this is 2 times 10 to the 3rd times bigger. I always want to do one last check to make sure that my scientific notation is correct. This is correct because my first number falls in between 1 and 9. Let's try one more. Both of these this time are going to be in scientific notation. So I'm going to have 6 times 10 to the 5th power. And I want to compare that with 3 times 10 to the 8th power. First thing I want to do is see which one of these two numbers is bigger. That's right, this one is bigger because the exponent is large. So I'm going to take my bigger number and write it on top. So I'm just going to redo this one. 6 times 10 to the 5th goes on bottom. Now is where I need to divide. Let's start here. This is where I need to be really careful. This is 3 divided by 6. 3 divided by 6, or the fraction 3/6. Now, when working with scientific notation, we never keep it as a fraction. So I need to move this fraction into a decimal. Some of you may recognize what this decimal is right away. Another way to do it is to make your top go in, top number in, bottom number out. 6 does not go into 3, so I need to put a decimal point and add a 0. If I have a decimal point here, I need one here. 6 goes into 30 5 times. So 3 divided by 6, I'll finish this one. 5 times 6 is 30. That gives me that nice old 0. So 3 divided by 6 is the same thing as 0.5. I'm dividing 10 to the 8th divided by 10 to the 5th. I will subtract my exponents. That's 10 to the 3rd power. Again, we need to check. Does this look good? Is it in scientific notation? Oh my goodness, it is not in scientific notation because this number is not between 1 and 9. How do I make this number between 1 and 9? I need the decimal point to be in a different spot. I'm going to move my decimal point over one time. I'm going to make this number bigger by times 10. If I made this number bigger than times 10, I still need to keep it the same value. I can't just change it. If I made this bigger, then I need to make this smaller. So this will become, instead of 3, it's going to become a 2. My final answer is that it's 5 times 10 to the 2nd power, that many times bigger. It is in scientific notation because this number falls between 1 and 9. The back side is your exit ticket. Good luck.